throughout this stream, basically. That's really the gist of it. And we're off! A bit slow on the brooms up. Both teams a little slow, a little tired, but Spain, a beautiful shot from halfway into the Norwegian zone. Halfway into the Norwegian end of the pitch. Spanish chaser makes the hoop and gets on the board first for a score of 10-0. And Norway responding very quickly. The score 10-10. This shaping up to be a very fast game, despite a somewhat slow start to that brooms up. It seemed a lot less hectic than the brooms up have been over the last couple days here on the live stream. We have number 22, the Spanish keeper, passing it in to the chaser. The goal not good. Chaser beat before. Spanish chaser putting pressure on the Norwegian defense, but it was a keeper ball and Norway is moving up. There are, as you can see, 6 players on each team. And all of those players are wearing different headbands. The headbands help both you and the spectators here and the other players figure out who is playing what position. Sorry, I got distracted by the gameplay. The keeper dodges the bludger and has lost his broom. But Spain's still on the attack. And we have a delayed penalty call. It looked like the Norwegian chaser grabbed the seeker's foot, which is a no-no. We will see if our yellow-hatted ref gives a card for this. Oh, it looks like the card is for something entirely different. Never mind me. Oh, no card. Just a stern talking to. That also works. Norwegian keeper number 42, captain of the team, I believe. Oh, nope, I lied. One of the Norwegian keepers is the captain, but it is not number 42. But the captain is speaking with the ref at the moment. I'm not entirely... Oh! The keeper who was potentially fouled is the Spanish captain. We will see where we go from here. Alright, there is no penalty on the play. Spain has possession, and we're on the way. Spain beat out, and Norway with the quaffle. But that wily little Spanish chaser on the attack again, looking to tackle a Norwegian twice her size. That's number pi on the Spanish side. Pi being represented by the symbol for pi because it would take an infinitely large shirt to fit the actual number pi onto it, and it turns out we cannot make shirts that are infinitely large while still having a player in them and able to play. Norway has scored while I was waffling about pi. The score now 20-10. And back to the headbands that we were discussing earlier before I got distracted. There are 3 white headbands on each team, 1 green headband and 2 black headbands. And Spain has responded. The score now 20-20. A very nice run from the number 22 keeper for Team Spain. Now, the three white headbands are the chasers, the green headband the keeper, and the two black headbands are the beaters. The chasers and keeper play with the white and blue ball that is the quaffle. If that ball is thrown through a hoop, that team has scored 10 points. Well, theoretically. Own goals are a possibility in Quidditch, but very rare. The Norwegian keeper going in for the dunk. 30-20 for Norway. Spain looking to regroup. Norway with bludger control. Spain had it for a long time, but Norway has wrestled it back. There are 3 bludgers on the pitch at all times, and 2 beaters per team. That means that generally at any time there will be one team that has control of 2 bludgers and the other team with only 1. Having 2 bludgers gives your team what is called bludger control. It is very effective and helpful in terms of both offense and defense to have 2 bludgers on your side. You can do what we can see Spain doing right now. Have one beater go up on offense. Well, they're not technically on offense because Norway does have the quaffle, but going up and putting extreme pressure on the Norwegian quaffle game, pushing them back into their own keeper zone, while still keeping one of their beaters back on defense, able to block an attack from Norway. Hopefully they are. And we have a brooms down, a very delayed penalty there. We will see what the call is. For those of you just joining us, this is the 2016 IQA Quidditch World Cup in Frankfurt, Germany. I am your host, Willow Rosenberg, at HackerWitch on Twitter. We're using the hashtag Quidditch World Cup. This match between Spain and Norway is the 9th place match here at the World Cup. Spain and Norway fighting it out for 9th and 10th place here in Frankfurt. It is a beautifully sunny day here. Few clouds in the sky, but it is very hot. And we do remind everyone, even people at home, to wear lots of sunscreen and drink lots of water. Sunscreen not as important if you are indoors, but water very important at all times. And Spain has been given a card, yellow card, to Spanish beater number 9 for hugging, it looked like. I believe it was a 2-handed tackle. Quidditch is a full contact sport, but there are rules to that contact. You cannot make contact with a player who does not have a ball in their possession. You also cannot make contact with a player who does not play with the same ball that you do. So chasers and keepers can make contact with each other, and beaters can make contact with other beaters. The one exception to that rule is if the keeper has the ball behind the keeper line. The keeper line is the solid white line you can see there about 6 yards ahead of the goal. The hoops, sorry. And Norway has scored, bringing them up to 40 to Spain's 20 and ending the yellow card. Yellow cards and blue cards alike will give you 1 minute in the penalty box. Your team must play down a man, or down a person, I should say, down a person for that minute, unless the other team scores during that minute, at which point the penalty is commuted. We do have an injury on pitch. Norwegian chaser, looks like, not doing well. We have our lovely first aider, Jana, on pitch now to help out. And in the meantime, the Spanish substitutes are bringing water around to their teammates, as are the Norwegian substitutes. Very important to stay hydrated even on pitch here at the 2016 World Cup in Frankfurt, Germany. You can see our beautiful crowd now on the stream. They are somewhat stoic at the moment, but that is because there is an injury, and our injured player is up and walking. There will be a substitution for the injury, and Jana will take good care of our injured player for Norway. I can't read it, her hair is in the way. Their hair is in the way, sorry, I should not assume gender. And on the subject of gender, you will notice that Quidditch is an all-gender sport. That was a beautiful steal from the Spanish chaser. And a beautiful beat from the Spanish beater, and it is a goal. Beautiful play all around from Spain there. And we have a brooms down. The goal is no good. The goal is no good, I apologize. The score still 40 to 20 for Norway. As I was saying, Quidditch is a all-gender sport. There are no arbitrary distinctions between what types of people can play against what other types of people. All people are allowed to play on every Quidditch team. Well, I mean, if it's a national team, you have to have some sort of connection to that nation. Usually either citizenship or residency are required to join a national team. But in general, anyone is allowed to play Quidditch for any team. And in fact, a beautiful beat from number 12 on Team Spain, catching the Norwegian chaser on the foot as he attempts to jump over it. And we have Pedro subbing in as keeper for Team Spain. Pedro, who I accidentally called Pablo for the entirety of the first game that Spain played here on the live stream this morning. I will blame that on it being 8 a.m. and my brain being slightly fried because I did not have coffee. Norway picking it up on a beat and scoring to pull into overtime range as opposed to snitch range. The snitch worth 30 points for whichever team catches it and ending the game. Norway now 30 points ahead of Spain, but still lots of time left before the snitch is released and the seeker game starts. On the subject of gender, which I seem to be getting distracted from quite a lot, as play continues to be very exciting in this Spain versus Norway game. Spanish chaser beat just after the pass, but couldn't quite get it to Pedro, who is outrun by Norway, who passed to the center to their keeper in a beautiful breakaway. The score now 60-20 for Team Norway. Norway now 10 points out of range. If the snitch were on pitch right now, Spain would not be able to tie or win the game on just a snitch catch. Spain slowing down, looking to create some openings, getting their beater on the offensive, and Pedro has been beat. Pedro, number 99 for Team Spain, is a keeper for the London Unspeakables, the team on which I am vice captain. And we have a brooms down. There is a question as to whether or not that goal counts. We will see. The goal is good. The goal is good. The score now 70-20 for Norway. 70-20. Norway slowly pulling further out of range of Team Spain. And now, of the 6 players who are currently on pitch for each team, the gender rule in Quidditch requires that no more than 4 of those 6 players can identify as the same gender at any one time. Well, I mean, so, okay, I said that weird. That suggested that people just change their gender identity between substitutions. That's not how gender works. If your gender changes like that, you are probably gender fluid, which is considered an identity. But, like I said, I didn't actually say, but I'm about to say, I am not here to tell you how to identify or what your gender identity is or should be. I am here, however, to tell you that during a Quidditch game, of the 6 main players, not including the seeker, no more than 4 of them on pitch at any one time can identify as the same gender. So, you can have 4 women and 2 men. You can have 4 men and 2 women. You can have 4 genderqueer players, a man and a woman. You can have any other combination of genders across the infinite spectrum that is gender identity in our beautiful species. Our species, known as Homo sapien, playing Quidditch at the moment. Some Homo sapiens from the country of Norway and some other Homo sapiens from the country of Spain. Norway looking to increase their lead, and they have scored again. The score now 90-20 for Norway. Spain looking to push forwards and passes it back, reset, and they are moving forward, looking for another opening, and they are tackled. Get back up again, and we have, I believe, nope, we're good. And Spain has taken back control. And Spain, number infinity, giving the quaffle a big bear hug before turning it over to the keeper for a keeper ball. Keepers are also immune to being hit by bludgers in the keeper zone, whether they have a ball or not. When you are hit with a bludger, you must drop any balls that you have in your possession, or any ball. You're not allowed to have more than 1 ball in your possession. You must drop any ball that you have in your possession and dismount from your broom. You then must run back to your hoops, touch your hoops, and then remount before re-entering play. The 2 exceptions to this are Oh, that was a beautiful double beat from Team Spain, hitting both of Team Norway's beaters with one bludger throw, which is a completely legal move. A bludger can bounce off of as many players as you can manage before it hits the ground or is caught. If it hits the ground, it is no longer in play. If it is caught by an opposing beater, it is no longer in play. And that beater is not out, has not been beat out of play. Any other player that it hit on the opposing team in its bouncing around from head to head to head in your theoretical, or hypothetical, in your hypothetical and extremely impressive beat of multiple players will be sent back to hoops. Norway looking for a passing option in the keeper zone, couldn't find it, resets back to number 5 at the midline. For those of you just joining us, this is the 9th place match of the 2016 IQA Quidditch World Cup here in Frankfurt, Germany. I am your host, Willow Rosenberg. I am at HackerWitch on Twitter. And you can find us also at the hashtag Quidditch World Cup. I am not entirely sure what happened there. The whistle that I heard was from the other pitch. And that is no goal and a turnover for throwing out of the hard boundary. And seekers have been called. We are at 16 minutes of play. The snitch getting dressed over by the score booth. You can see him putting his shorts on over in the back corner of your feed. These are the things you come to the Quidditch live stream feed for. Snitches putting their shorts on. The snitch will be released in just under a minute at 17 minutes of play, after which the seekers will be released. The seekers are a 7th player for each team. Seekers will be wearing yellow headbands. Their goal, to remove the tennis ball in a sock that is attached with Velcro to the back of the snitch's shorts. Removing that ball and sock will give that team 30 points and will end the game. Seekers are only allowed to use one hand in attacking the snitch and are not allowed to really attack the snitch. Attacking the snitch will get you sent back to hoops at least and might get you a card. The snitch, however, is allowed to do a lot of different things to the seekers. The snitch can throw seekers to the ground, the snitch can steal their brooms, the snitch can have a lot of fun keeping those seekers away from his prize. And Spain has finally scored again, the score 100-30. Spain looking for a few more points still before going for the snitch. We will likely see some defensive seeking from Team Spain in a few moments. And the seekers are released. And the Spanish seeker beat out immediately on release. The Norwegian seeker looking for the catch and the win. And we are seeing some defensive seeking from Team Spain. Defensive seeking when you get in the way of the other team's seeker, between them and the snitch, looking to stop Norway from catching the snitch and ending the game until Team Spain can catch up in quaffle points and get them back into range for either a tie for overtime or an outright win. They will need to be only 30 points down to be able to get that range. Norway's seeker one-on-one with the snitch. Can't get his arms around it. The snitch here today a very powerful snitch, our snitch referee, Matthew Bateman, sporting lovely red cleats and a gray snapback along with his referee outfit. There is currently a scrum in the middle of the pitch for the quaffle, and Spain has come out with it, passed it back to their keeper. Spain has substituted, sorry, not Spain, Norway has substituted their seeker. Seeker number X now seeking for Norway. Spain using an interesting defensive tactic, facing the snitch and keeping his back to the Norwegian seeker. And it looks like we have a turnover behind the hoops. Brooms up, and it is Norway's ball on the quaffle game. Spain successfully defensive seeking, although Norway with bludger control now has knocked out the seeker, and there is a snitch catch. Immediately after the Norwegian beater removes that defensive seeker from Team Spain, Norway's number X comes in for the catch. The catch is no good. The catch is no good for, I believe, charging. I believe the catch was deemed no good because the seeker charged the snitch. That is a naughty move. And game will continue. Seeker trying to face the snitch just turning around and facing the other and grabbing the back of his broom again. Looks like we have a question about equipment. And here we go. The snitch trying to get the seeker off his broom and has done so. And Spain has the quaffle. Both seekers back on the snitch. And Spain with bludger control has put a beater on snitch defense along with their seeker. Norway looking to get control of that bludger and get their seeker some time on the snitch. But for now, there's a pretty solid Spanish defense around the snitch, keeping number X for Team Norway away, while Spain looks to close up the point gap in quaffle play. However, Norway currently has the quaffle. Deep in their own zone, they have reset back and are looking to slow ball. Norway looking now to just run out time in the quaffle play, giving their seeker more time to catch the snitch and in the game for the win. A beautiful beat right by the Norwegian hoops. A long throw beat by Team Norway, knocking out the Spanish beater. The quaffle thrown over the head of the reset option. In the back, and it is a keeper ball. Norway's attacking chaser has been beat out. There's a lot going on right now in this game. Norwegian seeker trying desperately to get access to the snitch and just can't get past that Spanish seeker. And Norway has scored, increasing their lead in the qualifier game. The score now 110-30. Spain now needing a lot of points However much 110 minus 60 is points before they can go in for the snitch grab themselves. And Pedro gets beat. Pedro also a very good seeker, and Norway has scored yet again. Norway just solidifying their lead here. The score now 120 to 30. Spain looking for 60 points to get into range for overtime. 70 points. 70 points to get in range for an outright win on the snitch grab. And the Norwegian seeker has been beat out. Spain looking to get some more points here. Can't get past the Norwegian defense. Resets. And it looks like Spain has decided to go for a cold catch. They are substituting their seeker and going for the cold catch. Number 10 on Spain, Beater, successfully keeping the Norwegian seeker at bay. And Norway's number Pi now seeking. Paula Viking. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Paula something starting with a V is now defensive seeking for Team Spain. Spain still looking for 60 points in the quaffle game to get in range of the snitch. Pedro moving it up, looking for a goal. And it is a pass in the tackle. Another pass. And they have maintained control, but the receiver is beat immediately on getting the pass. And Norway's keeper with a sprint down the entire length of the pitch to bring the score up to 130 to 30. Norway now needing Spain now needing 70 quaffle points before they can look at catching the snitch. The snitch has been given his first handicap. The snitch is given handicaps as their time on pitch progresses so that the game does not last forever. However, games can last. I believe the longest official game is over 55 minutes. I don't know who played that game, but they are champions, especially the snitch, who does not get breaks. The snitch is on their first handicap, having been on pitch long enough. The first handicap meaning they are down to only one hand to defend themselves. Norway has scored again, though, increasing their lead 140 to 30. Spain still defensive seeking, still hoping to find those now 80 quaffle points before going for the snitch. The snitch getting his shorts readjusted, and we're ready to go again. Pedro trying valiantly to get a shot on a hoop, but just cannot get it to a receiver. And Norway has taken possession. Paula Vikinga. Vikinga? I'm really bad at pronouncing Spanish, apparently. And the Norwegian seeker has caught the snitch. Number X again with a catch. We will see if this catch is good. The catch is good, and Norway has won. Norway has won 170 to 30 over Spain. taking 9th place here in the IQA Quidditch World Cup of 2016 in Frankfurt, Germany. Norway in 9th place with 170 star to 30. Spain in 10th place with 30 points against Norway. I am your host, Willow Rosenberg at Hacker Witch, and this has been the 9th place game of the 2016 IQA Quidditch World Cup here in Frankfurt, Germany. We will be back at some time at 3:45 in about 8 minutes. We will be back